What's up, beautiful people? It's Chris Shawarma back at it again today with a video about my eating habits, my diet, whatever you might call it. But I'm not going to do a video where I show you what I eat throughout the day. I would rather talk about my eating principles. Now I'm going to cut this short. I don't want to talk about calories in, calories out. No, let's stick to the principles. Basically, it goes as follows. I've been vegan or plant-based for almost 8.5 years. I started in May 2015. I feel completely happy with that. I used to eat a lot of meat, a lot of eggs. I didn't really like cheese, and I hated vegetables. So yeah, I come from the extreme opposite. And 8.5 years ago, I started eating a strictly vegan diet. The first year was a real game changer for me. I felt my digestion working well, my bowel movements, my energy levels, and all of these myths regarding are you getting enough protein with your diet? First of all, I live in Berlin and I went to a gym where mainly vegans go to train. It's a gym where also Patrick Baboumian, the world's strongest vegan, went to train, and through some of his videos I learned that the focus on a vegan diet is less on protein, which you get enough from, but more on amino acids and how you can mix grains and legumes to create full amino acid profiles that will help you build muscle. Yeah, so think of it this way. When you eat meat, you decompose that structure through digestion to obtain the amino acids. So you break down the protein into its amino acids so you can use those amino acids to create more protein. Whereas on a vegan diet, you focus on the amino acids. You're taking those in and you're metabolizing them into protein. That's like a short summary of why I kept to this diet. I also love the diversity of food. I love the flavors. I love to cook now, which I didn't like before. So it was for me an eye-opener into a culinary world that's deprived of meat. I'm not a political vegan, so I don't go and tell other people to be vegan. As a matter of fact, everything I'm going to talk to you about today is strictly what I do, and I'm not recommending anyone to do the same. So my principle number one regarding eating is that I eat a strictly plant-based diet. My second principle is that I like to fast, and I fast on a daily basis, and I train fasted. I never ever eat anything before a training session. So I will break my fast at exactly 2 p.m. or let's say at around 2 p.m. and I will stop eating at around 6 or 7 p.m. That means I'm fasting 20 hours every day and I'm eating, or 19 hours, and I'm eating 4 to 5 hours. That doesn't mean I sit down and I eat for that amount of time. Usually it means that I either look forward to eating a huge meal and stop, or I have a medium-sized meal and a small-sized meal before stopping to eat. That has worked fantastically well for me. My recovery is good. Being deprived of food also creates and helps me develop a certain mindset where I'm not craving stuff, I'm not having snacks here and there. It's just a really, really great way for me to also keep my weight low. I'm 43 years old and I do have a tendency to gain weight quite easily because I was already at a certain point in my life overweight. Luckily not anymore, but yeah, I did have that phase and I do have that tendency to gain weight very easily. So doing these intermittent fasts helps me a lot. Sometimes I'll do a 16-8 if I feel the need for more recovery. That means 16 hours fasting, 8 hours eating. Usually my aim is to keep it at 20 hours fast and 4 hours eating. So that's my principle number 2. Principle number 3 is that, let's say I have a very grueling, long training session. Let's say it was 500 6-count burpees. Let's say it was a half marathon. Sometimes, if I don't eat something minimal after that, my sugar level drops and I feel, let's say, fuzzy or simply fatigued, you know? And to bump up on such a situation, I have an apple. I love grapefruits. I think grapefruits are for me the best food after training. And basically that's it. So then if I went out for a run at 7 a.m. and I come back after, let's say, a half marathon at 9 a.m., at around 11 a.m., 11:30 maybe, I'll have a grapefruit, an apple, maybe even but only one, or a banana, and I wait till 2 o'clock and have a meal. That works for me. It's hard to get there. It's hard to be able to hold your hunger and not succumb to the craving. That's usually what I like to do. Principle number 3 is that I don't count calories and I don't count macros. Now, I believe there's a benefit in that, but it just doesn't fit into my lifestyle. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. So fasting helps me feel there's no necessity to do so, because usually my aim is that I'm depriving myself of a small amount of calories throughout the day by only eating once a large portion. So principle number 4 is that when I break my fast, I try to eat as much green as possible. Sometimes I don't have too much green stuff in my house, but I'll have carrots, kohlrabi, red cabbage, all of this raw. It's important for me to get it raw. There's amino acids, there's enzymes, there's just a base being created where I can put stuff on top and help the process of digestion. So I'll do a big salad. Maybe I'll even put some almonds, walnuts, hazelnuts, you name it. Pumpkin seeds I love. And my meals, usually I don't like to overdo the carbs. I love carbs, but that's the reason I usually try not to overdo it. And I will aim for high protein food sources. So that might be chickpeas. I do a lot of hummus. Black beans. I love black beans. I think I eat 1 pound or 2 of black beans every week. I love lentils. I love tofu. I love seitan and green peas. Things like these that I know have a high amount of protein. Obviously, I will have some carbs with that, and I will have some fats. The carbs are usually couscous, bulgur, rice, noodles as well. You know, just like your typical carbohydrates, but a smaller amount of them. If I had a long run, it'll be a larger amount of carbs, but I try to keep that relatively low. Now, what about sweets? I have a sweet tooth, but I also try to cut down on that. Let's say every second week, I'll have something nice and sweet. I love Ben & Jerry's vegan ice cream flavors, so I'll have the whole tub just for me, and I'll eat that probably in less than 20 minutes. Principle number 5 is to not worry if I don't have my typical food sources or calorie sources. I usually have phases during the year where I'm traveling a lot, and I'll eat what I can get. Sometimes I sit down in a restaurant and there's no vegan options, but they'll have like French fries and a salad. So I tell them no cheese on the salad, no meat on the salad, and just French fries on the salad. That works for me. I don't have an issue with that. Back in the day, I was thinking, oh, this is not healthy, but nothing has ever happened. And this is basically what I do. These are my eating habits. Like I said, this is not my recommendation for you. It's just what I do. And like I said, at 43, I'm feeling good. And I'm going to stay with these principles until they stop working. But until now, everything has worked. I feel I'm getting stronger every year. I'm getting faster every year. I used to have a PB on the half marathon. I think it was 1:48. I've cut that down to 1:42. I can run 10K under 44 minutes. And just some weeks ago, I ran a 5K in 19 minutes and 40 seconds. So I guess for my age, that is good. I'm also only a, let's say, an aficionado athlete. I am in no way a competitive athlete. I do this for my own well-being, but I do like to measure time on my sessions, on my runs, rep counts. So I do keep a certain standard relative to the knowledge of what I know I can do. And that's basically it. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the subscribe button, give me a like, turn on the notification bell, never miss a video with Chris Shawarma. I bring the heat, I bring the pain, and I bring the joy. So until next time, let's get this, yo.